step into my office. Whew. Good Lord, it's hot. I hope this is the last hot spell. Whew. Plug this thing in. I should have did this beforehand. Okay. All right, I've always been the, well, I can't say that. I am currently the crazy uncle, the one that got into prepping and conspiracy theory, George Orwell, all the stuff back in the late 90s. But I had an uncle that was really the originator of all that. We stored food, we went to the Mormons and bought all their freeze-dried foods, and they built my grandma's house was basically the center of the world, and so they built what do you call it, a false wall, and behind it was all the food. That was in the 70s. So we've always thought about this crazy stuff, but most of them made fun of us. Then he passed, they made fun of me, or whatever the case is. But, and maybe rightly so, took it too far or whatever. It's always been, SHTF has always been an interesting topic. But things are so strange now that even the normies, even the people that told me I was foolish, live your life, and all this stuff, they now come to me and they're saying, hey, what do you think's going on? What's the plan here? This is your stuff. They'll say, this is your thing. You know, what can you tell us? Basically, I tell them, it's worse than I ever thought. Because so many things that we speculated on, we would speculate on like one thing, you know, Russia, or some sort of, you know, viral thing, or well, we have it all. We have collapse, we have all these things, World War III, on the edge of all this stuff. Now, whether that's legit or not, whatever, it's still a concern. But it take me 45, this thing with this Kirk deal, they're asking me about that. Like, it could be a million different things. You know, all the scenarios that go through your mind. But we'll never know. Anyhow, normies are asking me, hey, what's going on? What should we do? Is this Trump good or bad? Should we buy Bitcoin? This kind of stuff. I tell people, be prepared to stay home for several months. Whether it's a lockdown, whether it's any one of the scenarios. If you could stay home for 3 or 4 months, which is just horrifying, but if you could stay, if you live in a tract home, hell, if you live in an apartment, that's really bad. But if you could stay home 3, 4, 5, 6 months and protect yourself from, you know, people from the outside, then you shouldn't have anything too bad to worry about. And they'll say something like, well, I gotta eat. Yeah, moron. You need to go buy 6 months worth of food. But I'll tell people, you know, just, can you protect yourself? How's your water? Do you have water? Can you drink your pool? You know, or store, whatever the thing is. I mean, you can buy these 265 gallon totes. They hold, almost 300 gallons of water. Fill your garage, or do something. Or maybe you have your grandma's place. She has that 2 acres outside of town. Tell your family, okay, this is where we're all going, and load up. Not crazy, but I tell them, you know, it's prepper. Most people that watch my channel have prepper experience. These people don't. But I said, don't plan for things to get difficult. Don't necessarily, I mean, should, but don't plan necessarily for, well, maybe inflation will be bad, or plan for the worst, lockdown. You can't leave the house. Because if you just plan for some small thing, well, what good is that going to do you? You know, if something bigger happens. Go buy, I talked to one guy, he said, go buy a 55-gallon drum, fill it full of rice. I don't even know how to cook that. Well, you got time to learn. Go buy, take your credit card, drive around town in your truck and go store to store and buy all their beef jerky. I think that stuff will last a year. Buy $1,500 worth of beef jerky. Got your protein covered. I never got sick of beef jerky. I can eat that every day. It's got fat and protein if you're into that. But you know, what would it take if you planned being locked up for 6 months, 4 months, whatever? You know, maybe you can walk around your block or whatever, but you can't really go. You know, what's your neighborhood like? Could you stay in that neighborhood for that long, or would they eventually come in and get you? If you got that kind of neighborhood, you got to go to Plan B. Yeah, whatever. I have no idea of what one thing's going to happen or not. To me, it's all financial. There's no way they're going to fix this mess. And then there's the cultural aspect, and they're pumping Civil War and all this stuff. Who knows how many people are here that walked across the border that mean us harm, you know. If you could lock your door and stay behind it for several months until it all blows over or mellows, or at least the leadership figures out who's in charge, that's what I tell these people. Water, food, and be able to protect yourself. Separate from the crowd. That scares me, though. So many normies are finally woken up to, hey, this could go south. My cable might be off. But anything less, if I tell people, if you're worried about not paying your cable bill, or maybe you'll lose, to me that's just small. That's just stuff. You'll survive that. I'm talking about. I always take it to 11, because if it was just a matter of losing your job, yeah, that's a bummer, but that ain't gonna kill you. If you lost the house, still, that's not going to kill you. 5 masked guys coming through your front door with shotguns, you're dead. You need to prepare for that one. But the financial stuff, screw it, it's just money. But yeah, if you want to be able to feed your kids and protect your family and all that, that's as basic as you can get. But yeah. That's the old saying, beans, bullets, and Bibles. But I can't help it as far as the conspiracy theories. There's just too much going on. It's all, I can't make sense of any of that. I have no idea what's going on. Trust nothing. Trust nothing, no one. Don't even trust me. But you should think of what it would take for you to shut the door of the front of that house and not open it for 6 months. What about toilet paper? We learned from that one. You got to figure that out. What about your dog? Well, might have to eat him, who knows. But that's what I would do. I would gear everything. Okay, how many months can I stay right here without moving? Do I have a generator? You can buy, I'm getting ready to buy another one. I bought a cheap little 100-watt solar thing from Harbor Freight with that small battery. It might be $300 the whole thing. I use that for all kinds of stuff. Now I'll go online, I get some bigger one, a kit, so I don't have to figure it all out. 400 watts, 600, something like that. And if you got one of those, shoot, you're good. Yeah. Beans, bullets, throw some rice and spices in there. And cable's off, so you might as well read your Bible. Love you, God bless.